Welcome to the channel. People ask me all the time how I cure my own coon shrimp for fishing. So I'm going to show you what I do. Right now we're just going to start with boiling some water. And then I am using these uncured Coon Shrimp prawns from Ray's Bait Works. Had them in the freezer so they're defrosting. I like these smaller ones. You can get them bigger if you want. But that's what they look like. They're still frozen, so I'm just going to let them defrost some more. Alright, now that we have the water boiling enough, my first ingredient, and this is the only one I'm pretty much going to tell you about, this is it's a fire cure. It is for curing eggs. So, the reason I'm boiling this water is I just want to make sure that the stuff dissolves really well. I don't have a specific amount that I'm putting in here. Make sure it's evenly covered. The whole goal is to, one, is this is going to dye the shrimp that nice pink color. If you want to use different colors, you could use food coloring or get a different cure. I want that stuff to mix in there really well. It's starting to look pretty good. I'm just going to add a little bit more. I don't take a whole lot. There you go, that should be good. I like this brand because it does have some krill powder in there, and that makes a difference. Also note, I'm using stainless steel, and I'll tell you why. This stuff will turn everything pink. So when you use this and pull it out, it's going to turn your hands pink unless you're wearing gloves. It will stain everything. This stuff wasn't really meant for... It's made to cure eggs, so you pour it on your eggs, but I found that this method works pretty well for me. You don't have to use an egg cure. I just like the color that it brings, and it's all got the other stuff in it. And it also helps cure those prawns. So that's why I use it. Alright, that's starting to go good. I'm adding one of my secret ingredients. Woohoo! A little too hot there. Yeah. Put that in there. Plus other ingredients should be fine. Everything's pretty well mixed in there. So now what I'm going to do is just let this sit and cool, because I'm not cooking prawns. So this is going to have to be cool when I pour them on the prawns. I'll be back. Alright, still waiting for that to dry. So what I'm going to do is I got my jars here, and these are jelly jars. You can use whatever kind of jar you want. You can just use your pickle jars that you have in your fridge. It doesn't really matter. We're not canning, so I reuse these lids. You want to put some sort of rock salt in the bottom. I didn't have any rock salt. I'm not going to go buy any. But I do have this pink Himalayan rock salt. So I'm just going to add that to the bottom. Just a little bit. What this does is it helps firm those coon shrimp up. And you want them firm. You don't want them mushy when you're fishing with them. So I'm going to do that first. Salt is salt, but the rock salt works better. I live in a pretty small rural town, so going to go find some rock salt is really going to be tough. So use the pink Himalayan rock salt. So these are going to be fancy coon shrimps. Fancy. Okay, you can see it's not a lot. Just put that in there. Alright, I'm going to add the coon shrimp. In the background, Finn is serenading us with his howl. So I want to distribute these evenly, so I'm going to start putting some in and I'll go to the next one. Last time I did this, these jelly jars, this is basically a case of jelly jars, pretty much was enough for this 2-pound bag. So they're still a little bit frozen. Now, can you fish these the way they are? Absolutely. Yep. I don't think the fish always discriminate. I know people get really big into scents and stuff. In these jars also, if I want, I can add some, like I'll add some chopped garlic. Just regular garlic. You put garlic powder in there. I'd say if you're going to use garlic powder, make sure you put it in your mixture when you're boiling it, just so that it settles in nicely and gets mixed in. Anise or anise, however people want to pronounce it. I do have some concentrated liquid, and I probably will add a little bit to a few of these jars. But other than that, I mean, fishing it with just the egg cure, it works great. I've caught enough fish with these to know that this works. Now I'm putting them in there, but I don't want to stuff them too much, because these do better if you can still see the eyes and the tails. I don't know what it is, especially if you're putting it down the river. They like to see those eyeballs. Starting to smell like coon shrimp in my kitchen. Again, these are the little guys. You can get them bigger. These are really good for drifting under a bobber and plunking. I'm also going to take some and use them on some surf perch. I tried some prawns before and they just ate them up, but I'm going to use some of that magic line, that stretchy stuff, to just tie them on there, or else I'm just going to cast and basically feed the fish. So, don't forget to wear your gloves. All right, we are back with the final. So, I've poured, after cooling, I've got this in a pitcher. My whole kitchen smells like fish. Okay, it smells like prawn, but same thing. Got a fishy smell in here. Okay. Alright, those are full. So, probably going to add, like I said, some anise to a couple of them. Mostly I'll just leave these. If I wanted to do garlic, I would just throw some in there. But we're good. So put the lids on them and then refrigerate. I'm going to say I wouldn't use these for at least a week, but I like to cure them for at least 2 weeks plus. That's why I'm making them now, because I'm not going to be using these till next month. So it gives them a good time to get cured. The color, these guys will change to pink at some point. And I also thought about these jars, and actually I like to use the jelly jars, and I'll tell you why. When I'm taking these in a backpack, or if I'm out to the river or whatever, they are a little bit thicker and they don't break as easily. That's why I like to use these canning jars. But if you get a larger jar, I'd go with some stuff that's thicker. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'm always seeking more subscribers. Give me a thumbs up, and peace out. Tight lines, everyone.